Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Katrina Chadwick and I'm here for my December catch up for my crafting and crochet related stuff. I think it's been about 6 weeks since my last video. So I'm just going to do a little intro and let you know who I am if you're new and you're just wandering across this video. I am in Australia. I'm in New South Wales in a rural town and it's lovely. It's summer at the minute and it's hot and humid. So unfortunately some of the stuff that I have finished I won't be wearing just because it's way too hot. And you can see some of it just here next to me. I have been a little bit sick, so I'm sorry. I'll be stopping for regular deep breaths just to catch my breath a bit. So I do apologise, but I'm just getting a little bit winded. But otherwise I'm all good. I did get a cold, unfortunately. Changing of seasons and things. So yes, I am going to share a few finished objects, my whips that I've currently got going, and then some yarn that I've got. But I've got a little list in front of me, so I just want to make sure I remember to hit the few points that I did do. So I wanted to talk about the hashtag on Instagram, Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted. And I participated this year. I was watching the Cozy Cottage Crochet, Hannah. She did it last year and I had watched her video after she'd participated. And so that's how I heard of it. And this year, I don't know if it was one or a couple of people had posted on my Instagram and said that they were doing it. And I was like, oh, that's it, got to get onto it. So I did. And I was able to grant 5 wishes for people. And not really knowing and not really being prepared, I didn't have lots of like yarn sorted at home, wool, indie dyed stuff. A lot of people wanted indie dyed stuff and I didn't have a lot at the minute. I've been buying for the projects that I'm making, so next year I might have a couple of little Australian indie dyers stuff ready, just sitting to go. And so yeah, it was mainly predominantly patterns. I did patterns. I subscribed to someone's YouTube channel here for their podcast, and I sent some mini skeins for a mini skein project. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And I in return received 5 patterns, which I'm absolutely amazed that people did that for me. I just think it was amazing and great, and I'm so thankful for it as well. So that was great. So if you are someone who gave me a pattern, there was 5 people on Instagram. I'm Katrina Chadwick on Instagram as well as here. I think I'm actually Trina Chadwick on Instagram. So if you did that, thank you. If you do manage to find this. Yeah, so I didn't get any yarn purely because, and I'm going to say this just so everyone knows, just an FYI. In Australia, Australia Post is our courier company, and I know it's quite expensive to send overseas postage. So I know it's the same coming from overseas to here. So when you participate in the Get Your Wishes Granted, unfortunately you won't get a lot of yarn unless the people are in Australia or New Zealand or maybe the UK, because the UK is fairly cheap. But a lot of people that participate are in the US, and so postage is a little bit too high. So I tend to not be very specific with the wishes, and that was the way I got some of mine done. I had said, I'd like to get some indie dyed yarn, or I'd love to get some patterns on my wish list for Ravelry, which I had to quickly figure out how to get my wish list sorted because I had no idea. I had liked stuff, like favorited things that I had liked, but I had no idea how to do a wish list. But I sorted it out, so it was all good. And yes, so I got a Mandrake from Harry Potter. That was an amigurumi pattern. I got a Rudolph the reindeer amigurumi pattern as well. I got a shawl pattern from Addy Day Designs, so Deanne, which I will show you later. That was 3. What else did I get? Oh, I can't remember the other two patterns. But there was 2 other patterns as well that I got. Oh, the Lotus Shawl. That was the other one, the Lotus Shawl. It's, no, not a shawl, a cowl So it's a nice thick cowl, and it's got a lotus design, a repetitive lotus design around it. That was the other one. And there's one more. I'm not sure what it was, but that's okay. So I did get them, and I will make them all. I think my goal will be for 2019 to get all my wishes granted patterns made at least once. So then that way, yeah, it's not going to waste at all. Someone who's doing something lovely for you, it's getting used up. So I'm going to go into my finished objects now, because I do have some. So my first one is right here. I will have to insert a photo, but I will just show you. So this one is the Granny Rocks jumper, and it's by Iron Lamb, and I do have the pattern just in front of me, so give me a sec, sorry. I'll just slip it out. So it's a paid for pattern, and so Iron Lamb is the designer, and it's Granny Rocks jumper. And sorry about the black and white photo. I did say that it's paid for. It uses 5 skeins, 5 colours, sorry, not skeins. 5 colours, and they alternate in the same pattern. I did follow the pattern, and I've seen a lot of people who've just used one continuous colour. So either way, it looks good. I do have a few ends to sew in the middle, but otherwise I've sewn in all my ends on the outside, and it is lovely. Now, my last jumper I made was using indie dyed wool from Australian dyers, so it was cost-wise more. And so this time I wanted to make a cheaper, more cost-effective jumper. So I used acrylic. It's 100% acrylic. It is Carnival soft in the 8-ply. I'm pretty sure it's an Australian company, Patterns. It's their offshoot. It's a company that they ended up buying, and in Australia you can only get it from Big W, which is a retail store. It's not like a craft specific store, it's just a general store that stocks a bit of yarn. And yeah, I love the colours, and I will insert a picture around here at some point, and it looks lovely on. So that's my first finished project. The pattern overall was really easy to follow, which was great as well. I found that there wasn't many things that I got confused about. In row 2, when you first started because you start from the bottom up. So once I started my hem, I think it was this row here, where you connect your first line of granny stitches to the ribbing itself. I wasn't getting the right numbers. I wasn't understanding the wording, and I could figure out, because it gave me the numbers. It gave me the physical number of trebles I should have, treble clusters I should have, or double crochet clusters, and I just made that work. So I spaced it out and worked it. So it was fine, and it worked out fine. By no means were the edges straight, but because you're seaming up a jumper, it didn't matter, so that was good. So that's my first finished object, and my second finished object is a panel. So this year for 2019, I am going to make a Harry Potter corner to corner blanket that I can put on my couch, which is like just behind the camera here. So I'm going to sit it on my couch, and then when me and hubby get in the lounge and just watch telly, or want to just curl up in winter, it's all good. So lots of ends, as you can see, but I have finished my first panel. So this is a golden snitch. I bought this is using 100% acrylic as well, because I want it to go through the washing machine and just be able to wash and wear pretty quickly. I've bought the yellow, the red, and the grey, 2 tones of grey. And I just bought 1 ball of them. I didn't know, because I haven't actually done a corner to corner blanket at all. And I'm just having a look. The pattern that I've used is from the Harry Potter cowl by Alex Mickelborg. And it was last year, I believe. Totally missed out on it last year. But I've just seen it, and so you make the panels and then you seam up the panels and connect them all. So there's one big center crest, and then there's 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top, and 2 down each side. And then that makes the large panel. So I'm going to make each panel, I'm classifying these as a panel, weaving all my ends, and then that'll be one finished project as I go throughout the year. And then by the end of the year, hopefully it'll just be a matter of seaming them all up and connecting them all up, which will be good. So yes, I have weaved in some, believe it or not, but I'm just sitting down at night. And so this one will be a lovely big blanket, and I'm going to be absolutely chuffed when it's all finished. But that's the start of this one. So excited to have something Harry Potter in my house that I've made, because I love Harry Potter. So that's a panel, which I'm classifying as finished even though the ends aren't weaved in. It's all good. All good. And then my third one is in this big tub. I have made face scrubbies or makeup removal pads, and the pattern is by Kate sorry, that's a different one. Jacqueline Barlow is the lady who wrote the pattern. So they're makeup removal pads, and I've got them in 3 lovely colours. So an olivey green, a almost apricot colour, and then this bluey purple. And the original pattern by Jacqueline was this one. So it's puff stitches, and you do the 2 rows worth of puff stitches. And then what I've done is I've added half double crochet, and I've done 2 of those in the end of each of these, up the top here and each of the stitches, and just giving it a border, making it a little bit bigger, just thinking for actual use to you know, actually remove your makeup from your face. I'm giving these as gifts for Christmas, so they're going to be 4 of those and 4 of that size, and that'll come as a little set in a little organza bag. And I've got, I counted these before, there's 19 in here. I think I've made 20 already, so I probably have 4 to make, yeah, in this blue colour, but that's fine. I've got about a week before I see my cousins, who these are for. I've given them something else to go with it, but this is going to be part of their handmade gift. The ultimate goal is to then make a small stack for myself out of some cotton and have them just in a tub on my sink in my vanity in the bathroom, and at the end of the day when I take off my makeup, have those rather than have the makeup removal pads that you buy from the shop, the one-time use ones. So that's the ultimate goal with these things. And what was I going to say? Oh, this is the Patterns Cotton. It's cotton blend. So it's an 8-ply cotton blend. I think it's 50% of, this is off the top of my head, 50% cotton, 50% acrylic with these ones. I do not know the colour names, unfortunately, sorry, with these. They're just from my stash. Some of them didn't even have ball bands on them. It was left over from previous projects. But it's my last and final finished object. Yay! So if we were going to count them all up as individual little ones, there would be 19, 20, 21 finished objects. That's for 7 weeks. Let's just say 7 weeks, because by the time I get this uploaded and posted, it'll be about 7 weeks exactly. But that's fine. So my jumper took a month to make. I started on the 1st of November, got it done by the 30th of November. Just all coinky-dink that happened like that. And then the panel for my Harry Potter cowl, that was 3 or 4 nights worth. I think it was 4 nights in total. One of them I didn't work on it, but it was about 2 or 3 hours every night of doing a bit. And I've never really done a corner to corner. I started a blanket in corner to corner, and I got about, you know, that far into it and didn't like it. I think because this one I can see it's going to be a smaller piece to finish, and once that finished piece is there, the satisfaction that something is finished is done, that'll just get me moving. I think that's my issue with corner to corner. It's too monotonous if I'm doing a whole blanket in it. I think that's what it is. If you're using like a 4 and 8 ply. If I use a bigger ply yarn, possibly, that could be different. I have to try that too. So there are my finished objects. I have some whips that I've been working on, so I'm going to grab those and show you now. I've got, my first whip is living in this Less Drama, More Llama bag. I got this in a competition that T for Talia, who is on YouTube here with us in the crochet community. It's Natalie. She's over on her channel and she creates lovely videos. So if you do watch YouTube for crochet videos and you want to see someone else in Australia, go have a look at her. She had a competition for 300 subscribers and I won. So she sent me this lovely bag, and I also got this gorgeous skein of 100% alpaca. Yay! And it's gorgeous soft dusky pink colour, and I will turn it into a shawl or something. It's beautiful. It's so nice. So thank you, Natalie, if you're watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I did share it on my Instagram. Just so to let her know that I had received it. It was a little bit delayed in me posting it up. I do apologise. I'm so delayed at the minute with posting things. But inside is my whip, and I am working on a bougainville shawl. Now, the lady who, the designer's what I'm thinking of. The designer of the pattern is Kate Alinari, and it's based off the bougainvillea tree or bush. It's a tree, gotta remember that. It's a tree, but the bougainvillea flower. So her colours were the colours of the flowers of the bougainvillea tree, and she just called it the bougainville. And so I have just done it's a variegated, but a ball of yarn that has various colours in it, and it moves from one to the other. So it starts here at the corner, and then it just makes a large triangle. So as you can tell, it needs blocking because of the lace work there. I'm quite a tight stitcher, and then it's got to stretch out the lace a bit. If I can show you that, it'll stretch out the lace a bit. But it's lovely. It's 100% acrylic, and I've got 2 more balls of it here in front of me. It's 100% acrylic, 100 gram balls. They are 134 meters, and it's from Spotlight here in Australia. No, Lincraft, if I could read. Lincraft, it's surroundings yarn. Yeah, so it's a lovely pastel colour, and they have various colours in this type of yarn, and this is just one of them various colourways. This is the pastel, it's called pastel, and there's a reds and a blues and a green shade. I saw this and I liked it on the shelf. I loved it on the shelf. Now that I've started making it, I'm not sure if I'm keen. So it'll probably turn into a gift. I originally intended it to be a Christmas gift. This was 1 ball of the yarn in total, and it's got a large section again of this portion here, and then it's got a lace panel, short section of this, and then another lace panel, not a big one, probably the same width as this, and then I think there's another final section of this. So I don't know if, I think it's about 210 rows in it, and I've got it all on my phone. I'm not sure how far into it I am, but that's all good. I think I'm about a third overall, row wise. I'm a third into it. So I've got 2 more balls of this to see how I go. If I need another one, that's fine. Lincraft has it in stock all the time at the minute, so it's all good. So that was just a mindless workup to start off with, because it was double crochet. So it was pretty. To start off with, I was just getting it done. I had a magazine, Inside Crochet, and pattern came in that, and I just started doing it. I had bought 1 ball of the yarn, having seen it and liked it, and then I thought I'll see how this works out, and if it does, I'll like it. And it works really well for the pattern, I think, so that'll be good. And it's a paid for pattern on Ravelry, just so you know. I had it in the magazine, so I had it for free, but yeah, it is a paid pattern. So there's that one that I'm working on. So I'm just going to pop this down here. And then my next one is another shawl. It is the one I got from my Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted on Instagram. So it's the 3 Springs by Addie Day Designs by Dean Ramsey, and it's like one of her original older patterns, like as if they're extremely old, but it's beautiful. The colours in hers are pink, like a variegated cream with pinks and greens, if I do, like a earthy green. And for mine, I've chosen brighter colours because it's just me in general. So the yarn I picked was by Fibre Lily, and it's called Carnival. It's on her Swish sock base. It is 85% extra fine Australian merino, 15% nylon. And that's going to be the body, the main portion of the shawl. And then this here is the Sugar Fairy on her Swish sock. This is both 4-ply. Same content. And, excuse me, that'll be like an accent piece through it. So that's together. You can't really tell right now, but when you wind it up in a ball in the cake, one of the colours actually is this, and it sort of pops out, which is good. I'm so happy. So I've already balled up one of this already. It is ready to go. And it just looks, it's just stunning. The caramel tones in it with the teal, the greeny teal, and the purples. Love it. So I have started, I've done about 4 rows. It's really not much. As soon as I had the yarn wound into a ball, I wanted to start the pattern. So that is the top there, and then it just does these. And it'll take me a while to get this one sorted because it is a 4-ply. So it'll take a little bit longer. And that's why I've been having rests between using 4-ply for patterns and using my 8-ply and 10-ply. I just feel like sometimes I need a break after doing a big project with 4-ply because it's a lot longer to get it done if it's a large project. So there's that one. That's the second work in progress, and the third work in progress is actually an amigurumi. So it's the Christmas gnomes that I've been seeing everywhere on Instagram, and this is from my Better Homes and Gardens Australian magazine. And if you can see that, they are beautiful crocheted Christmas gnomes, and the pattern's in the back of the book. So it's a free pattern for me. It doesn't say who the designer is, so I don't know if it's on Ravelry. I'm sure you can find something very similar on Ravelry. When I was having a quick squeeze for someone, I couldn't exactly find what I was after, so I thought I might give these a go. So far, I have the little base, the base of the body, so it's like a little cup. And doing it in white, and then I've got the hat done. So I've got the hat with a long tail to attach it to the body. So if I just sort of see him like that, he'll be like that, the little nose, and then all the white for the whiskers. And this is the tall size. This is a tall and a small. So I'll do another tall one with a green hat, and then possibly another red short one. Just so I've got a set of 3, and that'll be really nice for house decorations. It's all 100% acrylic yarn that I have from Lincraft. It's a combination of their double knitting and their ester in their yarn. And I find it's pretty good for amigurumi. I've been using it for amigurumi for a little bit. It's good. I'm trying to get rid of some of my acrylic stuff. And that's all I'm working on currently because I've sort of had a bit of a break with Christmas and just getting everyone sorted. Kids, work, husband. We've been really busy and we've had colds and things as well. So it's just, yeah, hectic as life. This is what happens. We just get our hobbies, ebbs and flows. We're really into it and we're doing lots, and then we just ebb a little bit and not as much. So this is my sort of ebb. But I did buy, I think I bought it just before my last video, and then it didn't arrive in time, so I could, or I think maybe the video was too long, so I didn't want to add it. So I've got some wool to show you that come from a local yarn shop and from a Australian indie dyer. So I'll just get that. Give me a second. So the yarn that I got from my local, it's not local, it's in, I found a new yarn store and it's semi-local to me. It's about 45 minutes away and it's close to where I work. So I've popped in one day after work when I had some free time and I didn't have my boys to run around the store. And it is the Malabrigo. And it's the Dos Terres. Sorry, don't speak Spanish, so it does sort of, I'm horrendous. Probably butcher the language, apologise. But it's Flama is the colourway. And it is a gorgeous burnt orange colour. And they had this green mixture with purples. And it was nice, but it wasn't overly me. I'd say I like bright colours a lot. And then after my gorgeous Malabrigo, I have some squiggle yarn. So from Squiggle Yarn Co, I have three sock yarns. So I have Endless Possibilities, which is 100% superwash merino. And it's this gorgeous bright highlighter colours. It's beautiful, so bright. I have Warrior, which is like a mauve, not a mauve, like a light purple base with blues and purples and speckled through. And that'll look really lovely in some project. And then my third one, which is Warrior, sorry, is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. The last one is 2018, it's called, the colourway, and it's 50% fine merino, 25% baby alpaca and 25% silk. It's lovely. It's gorgeous. So I have all this yarn gorgeousness to make things with, and the aim of the game is to make some beautiful stuff with this stuff first, and then before I buy any more. So even if I just made this, then I might get some sneaky more, but for now I was told by my husband to not buy any more yarn and treat myself to too much over Christmas, so he, you know, knew that he could still get me stuff for Christmas. So I'm like, yay. But that is it for today. So I've showed you my finished objects, whips, and some beautiful gorgeous yarniness. I thank you for watching. I want to thank you all for watching today, and please give me a thumbs up if you did like today's video so I can spread it further and I can get some more people to watch the podcast here, my crochet yarny talks. And if you want to follow me as I post stuff as I finish it live, then it will be on Instagram as Trainer Chadwick. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!